girls, welcome back to my channel, and yes, it is Freaky Friday! That's all I got. Maybe I'll come up with a jingle at some point, but anyways, for today's video, because it's Freaky Friday, I'm gonna do something freaky, yeah. I wanted to do something different again. I'm trying to bring in, like, different things, because, like, I don't want to do, like, the same thing every Friday. Of course, like, some point I'll do another Ouija talk. But for today's video, because last week's video, I did a creepy place, which is Penhurst Asylum. If you haven't seen that video, I will link it down below. It was really interesting, so you should check it out. But today, I thought, let's do something different. I want you guys to just kind of let me know what you think of this video. Like, comment down below if you like it, or suggestions, or give it a thumbs up. Yeah, today's video is going to be on Jeffrey Dahmer, because I want to start a new series on my channel where I can talk about serial killers, because, like, serial killers are really cool. Okay, it's not cool to be a serial killer, but, like, I don't know. I know it's kind of weird. Like, I'm not a serial killer. I don't plan to be a serial killer. That doesn't sound promising, but I have a low-key fascination with serial killers in the sense of, like, to me it's just so interesting. Like, I mean, like, as long as they're not doing anything to me, like, you know, like, I mean, I feel bad for, like, the victims, but it is just so interesting to me to see people wanting to, like, you know, they have, like, because they all do weird things, like, you know, some of them eat the bodies, like Jeffrey Dahmer, some of them perform necrophilia, like Jeffrey Dahmer, they have all these mental issues, and, like, some of them, like, they say they see demons. Like, there's just so many weird things about serial killers, but to me it's so interesting because it's not normal, and, like, there is something so screwed up with their brains that makes them that way, and to me that's just really fascinating. But if you agree with my fascination, today's video is going to be on Jeffrey Dahmer, who is very interesting. To me, this is one of the weirder serial killers. Like, I haven't even seen, like, all the serial killers, but he's very weird to me. But I'm going to shut up because there is a lot to cover, and I'm not even going to cover all that we have to cover. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Again, gonna say, give this video a thumbs up if you want to see more on serial killers, because I'd love to make this a new series on my channel, because this is fun. Anyways, so today I'm going to present you guys with Jeffrey Dahmer, and I will place a picture of him, like, right here, so you see what he looks like. Yeah, that's what Jeffrey Dahmer looks like. Now, he was born May 21st of 1960, and he died November 28th of 1994. Now, I have researched a lot of facts, but I can't go over all those facts because he killed, like, a lot of people, and, like, they were really weird. So I'm just going to kind of give a quick little sum up. Also, just an AKA, he was called the Milwaukee Cannibal. Why, I don't know. I mean, he was a cannibal, so it makes sense. The crimes he committed: he was a serial killer as well as a sex offender, committed rape, murder, and dismemberment of 17 male and boy bodies between the years of 1978 and 1991. And what else happened? There's a lot that happened. He also performed necrophilia, which, if you do not know what it is, which it's okay because that is a very proper term, but necrophilia, to have sex with dead bodies. That is very weird. That's not normal on any level. He did that. He also performed cannibalism and preservation of bones and skeletal structures, and it was like permanent preservation. I know this sounds crazy. His diagnosis, because he was very screwed up in the head, he had, borderline personality disorder, as well as schizotypal personality disorder, and he also had a psychotic disorder. However, with given all three of those things, he was still considered sane. That's not normal. You can't be considered sane if you have things about you that are insane. What he did was insane, but he was still considered sane, which to me is really weird, considering there are so many people that did way less weird crimes, like normal crimes that were considered insane, but he was considered sane, and he was performing necrophilia. He was sentenced to 16 life terms of imprisonment. The way he died, this is just like a sum up, the way he died, he was beaten to death by Christopher Scaver in prison. Like, that was like an inmate. He beat him to death, and that's when he died, November 20th of 1994. So, like, he's no longer around. So, like, no one needs to panic or worry. He is dead. It's okay. Feel bad for the victims. Now, let's get into him a little bit. Let's talk about his early years, because this is, like, really vital. Basically, his mother was Joyce Dahmer. His father, I forgot how to pronounce his name, but it starts with an L. But yeah, he had a mother and father. His mother got an illness, and basically she she was ill. She really couldn't. She was weak. There we go. She was weak, and she constantly wanted his father around. So for Jeffrey Dahmer, he was neglected deeply as a child. In elementary school, his teacher said he was very quiet, kind of like a reclusive kid. He didn't talk a lot, didn't interact a lot, but he did have a few friends in elementary school, which was good. But here's also where it gets really weird. He had a very strong fascination for collecting large insects like dragonflies. You know, large insects. He would collect them and place them in jars and put them in the shed in his backyard. And then that's where it started. And then it progressed to he would pick up dead animal carcasses on the side of the road and dissect them. And his friends asked why, and he said he liked to see how the pieces fit together because like they were already dead. And he had a fascination with skeleton bones since the age of 4 because I guess his father one day found like a skeleton of like a dead animal under the house or something. He picked it up to move it, and when Jeffrey Dahmer heard like the bones shaking, he loved the noise of it. He was so fascinated. He was like watching his father do this. To me, that's really weird. Yeah, he had a fascination with skeletal bones since the age of 4. Not to mention, what is it? There was an incident where he impaled a dog with a stake behind his house, which is really tragic to me because I love dogs more than anything. And also, like, I was going past his early years because those are some vital things. And just an FYI, for not most serial killers, it has been proven, like, I'm just saying, this is why like I'm very against animal abuse, because serial killers usually will start with like the torture and abuse, possible murder of like small animals or even like bugs, and then they'll work their way up to like bigger animals, and then eventually it progresses to murdering humans. So that is why with animal cruelty it's very screwed up, and like these people should be locked up because that can lead to actual murder of humans, which yeah, I just love animals. But anyways, his dad, he was like studying to get his master's in like chemistry or something like that, and it is along the lines of chemistry. And one day, Jeffrey Dahmer, like, then they were eating chicken. He asked his dad how to preserve, like, the bones of it. And his dad actually showed him a safe way of doing it with bleach to, like, properly preserve the bones. So this is vital because in the future, Jeffrey Dahmer uses this method to preserve bones. Also, when he was in high school, he would bring alcohol to school every day at the age of 14. And he became an alcoholic. He would drink it, like, every day, like all day, every day. And he just said it was his medication, which is probably why he's so screwed up in the head, because you, as an adolescent or premature, your brain does not fully mature until you're at the age of 25. You should not be drinking alcohol because that is going to screw up your brain. Also, when he hit puberty, he realized that he was a homosexual or gay, whatever term you prefer. So that's actually why he was more targeting men and boys and not like so much females. Now, let's get into his first murder. So, his first murder was the year 1978. This was 3 weeks after he graduated high school. It was a man by the name of Stephen Mark Hicks. He was a hitchhiker. Jeffrey Dahmer picked him up, and he was trying to go to some concert, and Dahmer was like, nah, come to my house, we'll have some drinks, it'll be fun, just the two guys, you know, and then I'll take you to the concert. So Hicks was like, alright, whatever, man, like, and he agreed with Dahmer, they went to his house, they had drinks, and were listening to music for hours, and then eventually Hicks was like, alright, I want to go, like, he just kind of lost interest, like, you know, I want to go. Dahmer was not having it. Oh no, oh no. When Hicks was like trying to leave, Dahmer hit him with a 10-pound dumbbell. And then after he hit him, like obviously the guy fell down, Dahmer strangled him to death with it, and then obviously he died because he got strangled to death with it. And then, this is gonna get kind of weird, he stripped naked, and then, like, Dahmer stripped naked, and then masturbated staring at Hicks's corpse, which is really weird, especially because it was a dead corpse. And then after he did the dirty, he the next day he dissected Hicks's body, and like then he he dissected his body in a crawl space, and then he buried the remains in a shallow grave in his backyard. And then a couple weeks later, he dug it back up, and then he did the process of preserving bones the way his father taught him, and then he crushed the bones with a sledgehammer and buried the remains. I hate me for this, but I'm going to stop there, because I don't want this video to get too long, because there's so many different murders with Jeffrey Dahmer, and there's way weirder cases than that. So if you guys want me to like have this series, like serial killers as a series, give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below like any more serial killers you'd like me to talk about, because like honestly I would love to do this talking about serial killers because it's fascinating to me. Also subscribe. I make new videos every single Monday and Friday. Not all my videos are as weird as this one. I also want to point out, if you guys want me to do more on Jeffrey Dahmer, like, or if you want to hear more about Jeffrey Dahmer, please, like, let me know in the comments down below if you want to hear an extended version of this, because there's so much I could cover. But yeah, check out my Instagram at HorrorLover13, where there is fake corpses on there and not actual ones that I've dismembered. Also check out my website, queenofhorror.com, where I post everything horror, in case you're not getting enough horror on this channel. But I'm going to be honest, nothing is as horrifying on my website as what I just told you. I mean, my website, I try to make it creepy, but it's not that creepy. Or this creepy. But anyways, that is it. So until next time, bye guys! And just remember, always say goodbye. Bye!